Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 11 in the NFL. We're talking right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. And Joe, of course, takes every game I ask him to take each week. And right now he's going to cover Detroit, Arizona. Megatron and Carson Palmer out. A lot of question marks. That's probably why the other cappers didn't want to touch it. Joe will take it. Thanks so much, Joe.
Yeah, thank you, Peter.
All right, before we hear your analysis of this game, tell everyone about OffshoreInsiders.com and what we can find there, especially now that college basketball is about to start.
Yeah, it is the most wonderful time of the year in college basketball, especially these non-conference games. And we give you the specific analysis. There's just so much opportunity with the obscure games, and we're going to continue to win in football. Been winning for 27 years in football. We measure success by the decade. So now is a perfect time to jump on because there's so many opportunities in with all the sports going on. Joe Duffy's picks, OffshoreInsiders.com.
All right, Joe. Well, Arizona is a 2-point home favorite. Total is 41 or 41.5 now. And, Palmer out for Arizona at quarterback. But, Stanton in, and how much of a drop-off will they suffer for that? Not exactly sure, but they have now covered 5 in a row. And in general, they've been a very good team both on the field and against the spread this year. But Detroit, they're getting, Matt Stafford, I guess, has been kind of average at quarterback. But, their defense has been great. Megatron's back at receiver. So Detroit, maybe they're a team that you want to look to bet on going forward. It's a low total also, so I'm still not exactly sure what I'm thinking about this game. The Lions 2-7 over under on the year so far. I guess the key here is exactly what to expect from Stanton at quarterback and how that will impact Arizona's offense. What's your analysis of this game, Joe?
Yeah, well, no, Drew Stanton, he's a very good athlete, and from everything I've been reading, that Bruce Arians, he wants him to use that athleticism, which will keep the chains moving, but he wants him to learn to slide better. He doesn't want him to keep fighting for that extra yard. So that's kind of a good thing where, like you said, use that athleticism to maybe just, nickel and dime him and keep the ball going. But as far as the big plays, I would expect a little bit less of that out of Arizona. But I do think Stanton would be a great game manager, especially because he's got the ability to make some plays with his feet. As you said, yeah, Detroit, this is a situation where everything's going well for Detroit. Matt Stafford will often come up a little bit flat here. He's going up against a pretty good defense. And you mentioned Detroit's defensive statistics. Most importantly, this time of the year, Detroit is actually going under by an average of 8.8 points per game. So which is easily the best in the league, which tells me the markets are still behind Detroit. Most scouts will say that they've got the best front seven in the NFL. So, the fact that Stanton is a pretty good athlete, but he's not their number one quarterback. He's just good enough where they're not going to be punting the ball all the time and giving the ball back and putting their defense on the field, but he's not so great. We're against this defense. I don't look for him to have all that much success. And, Detroit, as good as their defense is, their offense gets 1.1 less yards per rushing attempt and 0.1 passing yards per attempt below what the team normally allows. So despite the low total, it seems they cannot make it low enough in games involving Detroit. And again, they're not playing an explosive team in Arizona, kind of similar styles. I think this game, despite the pretty low total, stays under.
Yeah, the Lions have gone 2-7 over/under on the year. It just feels like, with Megatron back, maybe their offense will get a little bit more explosive. And the Cardinals do have, weapons on offense, even though, they might not be able to utilize them fully with Stanton.
Yeah, no, you definitely have two of the better wide receivers in the game here if they're both going to be healthy, but still, they're against very good defenses, and neither one of these teams seems to open it up much. But yeah, well, there's, like I say, there's no such sure thing in gambling. But no, I think of the picks that I gave you this week, this is actually one of the stronger ones in the NFL.
All right. Well, Joe Duffy, thanks for taking all these tough games with tough lines, putting yourself out there, fearless as a handicapper, and under 41.5 is Joe's recommendation for Detroit, Arizona. Thanks so much, Joe.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.